Hello. Welcome to the 26th episode. Yes, y'all, we have made it. I'm looking a little dark because my other light here is turned off because this video is being done in advance because we also have our Roadmap Live webinar going on right now. So, listen, y'all will come back to this just in case you already got a seat for that. I'm just saying. But we have a couple of them going on. So I'm here in advance, but I am here, and that is the point. And so I hope that you are well, you and your family. And I want to get into it because today's person is someone who has this book that I fell in love with in college and thought of it so deeply, and then reread it a couple of times and was just like, wow, creating me to not only just be reflective, but mindful, right? Mindful. And so let me go ahead and get into this because if you saw the thumbnail, you may already know who that is. But if you don't, that's okay because we're about to get into it. Not all leadership looks like movement. Some leadership looks like restraint. Some influence looks like silence. Welcome back to the Literacy Reset 30 Days of Raising Architects. Today, we reset our inner governance because before you can lead systems, before you can shape culture, before you can negotiate peace, you must be able to govern yourself. All right, so let's get into uh, Lao Tzu. Okay. Love. I don't think y'all understand. If you haven't got the book Tao Te Ching, please add it to your library. Now, let's get into Lao's story. Lao's, often known as Lao Tzu, is traditionally credited as the author of the Tao Te Ching, written over 2,500 years ago. 2,500 years ago. This short but profound text became foundational to Taoist philosophy. Unlike other leaders we've studied, Lao Tzu did not build corporations, he didn't lead armies, he didn't found a global movement in the traditional sense. He wrote brief verses layered with paradox. For example, the best leaders are those the people hardly know exist. That's a radical thought, especially in the age that rewards visibility, that travels behind noise, right? Different era. However, something like this, written so long ago, is so prevalent for today. I want to get into the hidden principle with Lao Tzu, and that is inner governance precedes external influence. Inner governance is not only just self mastery, it's about being reflective and being honest to yourself, with yourself, about yourself. And so the Tao Te Ching emphasizes balance, restraint, humility, alignment with natural order, strength through softness. This is philosophical literacy. I'm sorry. Children trained only in information accumulation can become intellectually strong but emotionally unregulated. And this is where I say, as we try to focus on the IQ and the EQ, right? Holding that balance, not just for cliches, but for real resonance, for real growth, for real independent thinking, learning, achieving, stepping back, being observant, testing the rooms, understanding other people, understanding oneself. It's layered. Lao Tzu reminds us that power without self control becomes chaos. Literacy builds inner governance when it includes reflection, interpretation, contemplation, moral reasoning. When children analyze philosophical texts, they learn to wrestle with paradox. When they journal, they learn self awareness. When they pause before responding, they practice restraint. That is mental architecture. One of the central ideas in Tao Te Ching is water is soft, yet it shapes mountains. Stillness is powerful, yet it directs action. Lao Tzu understood the sustainable leadership is calm, not frantic, measured, not reactive. Architects of the future will live in a fast world. Constant information, constant stimulation, and constant commentary. If they are not trained in stillness, they will be ruled by impulse. Literacy can help train that. And how do we see it through? Well, that's slow reading, deep interpretation, thoughtful revision, contemplative discussion. The discipline of sitting with a complex text teaches patience. Patience builds wisdom. Now, I got to get into how do we really apply this in our homeschools, educational settings, wherever we are servicing and working with children. Heck, we could even take some of this for ourselves if we can be honest, right? We could be honest here. And so, how do we build inner governance? One, introduce philosophical text, not just facts, but ideas and concepts. Ask, what does this mean? Do you agree with it? Why or why not? Practice reflective journaling. After reading, ask your child to write reflections. Teach them to observe their own thoughts and sit with them. Model thoughtful responses. Pause before answering. Think before reacting. Show that measured speech is strength. Last but not least, teach intellectual humility. Let children see you reconsider your perspective. Wisdom is not rigidity, it's alignment. Architects who cannot govern themselves cannot govern systems. You are not just raising achievers, you are raising balanced leaders. Children who think deeply, respond calmly, lead quietly, influence steadily. Lao Tzu reminds us the loudest voice is not always the strongest. Sometimes the most powerful mind is the most disciplined. I believe I said it in another episode that there is a time and place for everything. There's sometimes where we have to watch more than speak, and there's times when we need to speak and not just watch. Again, We're architecting for their future. We're making sure that they can sustain themselves no matter what. Will they fall down and hit obstacles? Absolutely. We all have. We can't prevent that. But what we can do is make them equipped for the ride, right? Think about it. We're going on a road trip, and those of us who have the real small people, right? The younger than three crowd, you need all of the things to make it through that journey. Maybe a bottle warmer. You're going to need clean water, warm water, formula, a pump, snacks, Pampers, pull-ups, extra set of clothes, cash, emergency things inside your car. Because, hey, you just never know. And so we equip ourselves before we go on the journey. Well, this is their journey. And so we need to equip them before they go forth. If your homeschool focuses only on performance, add reflection. If it only focuses on output, add contemplation. Inside the Offer as Homeschool Clarity Map, we integrate philosophical literacy, reflective writing, structured thought exercises, emotional regulation through reading. Because architects must build outwardly, but they must be anchored inwardly. This is substantial to their development and their growth. The next homeschool Clarity Roadmap cohort will begin on April 9th. I have about 8 webinars that are going on. The next one is going to be March 28th if you're watching this episode at 11 a.m. So please register for it. It's on the website. I'm going to try my best to make sure that link is included here in the description too. And come walk through with me on the framework that you can take to help apply to any curriculum you purchase, to any program you buy online, coursework, or whatever, because we are architecting the journey, right? Or rather, we're architecting and putting the resources and tools together for them to be able to stand on their own in the journey. Before I let you guys go, I must also give you an invitation into our homeschool studio, which is on the school platform. It is a literacy-centered strategy lab where intentional parents become educational architects. If you don't have Tao Te Ching, again, it's one of the great books to include. I think I know I saw someone do the revision for parents, and I'm going to add that to my own Amazon list, but I believe they have a version for the children too. I feel like I saw that. I feel like I saw that. Or something similar to it. I'll put it that way, right? It might not be an exact, but it might be a play on words for it. But self-governing is important. Self-regulation is important. The knowing the when, the how, and the why. And sometimes even the where is important. I don't want to let that go out. And so this is the Literacy Reset. Today, we reset inner governance. I will see you guys in episode 27. It's been real, you guys. We're almost there to the end of the month. I'm excited. Enjoy. Many parents ask me, what exactly do you do at Reading for Smiles? Let me show you. Our mission at Reading for Smiles is very simple. We help families raise confident readers, writers, and thinkers. We also produce a YouTube series called Literacy Reset, where we explore powerful literacy lessons through the lives of great thinkers, innovators, and leaders. We have a community called the R4S Homeschool Studio, where homeschool parents come together to learn, plan, and support each other. For parents inside the community, you guys can learn through two courses: the Architect Parent, which helps you design homeschool with intention, and the Confident Reader and Writer course, which is a framework for building strong literacy at home. We also offer a homeschool roadmap intensive, where we help parents plan their homeschool year with clarity. And for the babies, of course, we create literacy learning packs, have on demand courses, and I also have ebooks for parents to help them strengthen their homeschools by developing reading, writing, and thinking skills and programs and projects in the house. If you're homeschooling and you want support raising strong readers and thinkers, then definitely come join our community on school. We can't wait to see you and have you there with us.